My name is Michelle Cornell, and today I'm going to share with you a story that comes from Northern California. It was originally told by the Miwok people. This specific group of Miwok lived in the hills north of the San Francisco Bay Area. One of their last living descendants told this story at the end of the last century to an anthropologist. It's going to explain how the hummingbird got that patch of ruby right underneath his chin. I worked on this particular story with my friend and collaborator, Yiling Tien. How the hummingbird got his ruby-colored throat. Once a long, long time ago, when our world was very young, there were 4 holes in the sky. One in the north, one in the south, one in the east, and one in the west. It is said that the early people climbed down out of those holes and settled here in our world. Here they found everything they needed to live well. Fruits and berries growing on the trees and bushes. Fish swimming in the streams. Deer to hunt in the woods. The early people, they got along very well until Shaka, the orphan boy, lost his temper. Shaka, he had no parents, so the people had to feed him at dawn, at dusk, every day. After a while, the people got tired of looking after Shaka. They said to him, "You must learn to take care of yourself. We can't wait on you all the time, lazy bones." Shaka was just a child. He was wounded to the heart. He said, "For your insult, I will shoot out the sun." The people said, "All right, Shaka, you go ahead and shoot out the sun if you like." And they walked away, laughing. But Shaka got busy. He made a long shaft and a sharp arrow. He loaded it up into his bow, and he aimed it right at the sun. He let the arrow fly. It flew, and it flew, and it flew, and it hit the sun, and the sun, it burst into many beautiful colors. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. And then everything went black. The fruits and grasses withered on the mountainside. The people couldn't see to fish. The people couldn't see to hunt, or sew their clothes, or weave their baskets. They tripped and stubbed their toes. The people were afraid. The people were cold, and they huddled together. They got hungrier and hungrier, hungrier and hungrier. How could they live without light? Coyote, he was a clever fellow. He came loping along, loping along, loping along, and he thought to look up into the holes. He looked in the northern hole. No light there. What about this southern hole? That's dark too. How about the west? Yeah, nothing there. But look, over there in the east, I see a glimmer of light. He jumped and tried to reach it. Who am I kidding? I don't have my wings on my back. And then he heard a sound. It was the sound of little wings vibrating through the air. Hey, that's Colopi. Colopi the hummingbird. Colopi, look up there in the eastern hole. Do you see the glimmer of light? Well, fly up there and bring it back. Oh, come on, Colopi, you've got to try. Otherwise, all of us in the world we could starve. So Calliope revved up his tiny wings, and he flew through the hole. He found himself flying in shimmering, beautiful light. He took some of the light and he tucked it right up underneath his chin. Then he flew around enjoying the feeling of the warmth on his wings. Calliope stopped. He heard a sound. It was a sound of great wings following him through the air. Uh-oh! Calliope, he flew up, but he couldn't find the hole. He flew down. He couldn't find the hole. He flew this way. He flew that way, but he couldn't find the hole back to the world. And those wings, they were getting closer. They seemed to push Calliope further and further on. Calliope, he looked down. He saw a hole, so he swooped through it. And as he did, he let go of the light from underneath his chin. Calliope, he flew around, and he could see the outlines of things. He could see rivers and streams. He could see mountains. And on a hill stood the people. They cried, "Calliope, you brought back the light." Coyote said, "Hey, Calliope, look underneath your chin. Your feathers, they're the color of the sunrise." Calliope flew to a pond and looked at his reflection, and he said, which in hummingbird means, "That's where I held the light. I like that. I like that a lot." So, that is how the hummingbird got his ruby-colored throat. And that is how the light came back into our world. And that is the end of the story.